If you've ever wanted your photos and videos to look like real film, rich colors, beautiful grain, and that cinematic feel, then this might be the plugin that changes everything. Today we'll be testing the Dehancer Film Emulation Plugin to see if it actually delivers that authentic film look, or it's just another preset pack in disguise. The Dehancer Film Emulation Plugin is compatible with the major editing softwares. In this demonstration, Kobe will take us through how he uses it in DaVinci Resolve. Sit back and enjoy.
Hey there guys, this is Kobe and I'll be the one taking you through how to use the software, this tool called Dehancer. I mean, I've had this tool for about 2 weeks now. It's pretty amazing using this tool for the past 2 weeks. And moving forward, I mean, I think there are certain things that I've noticed while using it that I feel like there should be some changes, right? So let's jump right into this video and I'll take you through how to use that tool and the things that I think Dehancer should probably also look at this particular tool. So I worked on this video and I used Dehancer and I created a look which was quite amazing. So this is before, and after. I mean, this is the entire look I was going for, and this tool was able. So if I should deactivate the Dehancer, this is what you're going to see. This is it. This is the finishing touch. Pretty amazing, guys. Pretty amazing. So let me reset this and show you how to use the software. So I'm going to reset this node. And so first thing first, once you install the software, you just can open your effects tab, go to the search box and then type Dehancer, and you see it under the film emulation. Drag this and then drop it on your node and a dialog box should open. So this is one thing I noticed. Once you drag it and put it on your node, it already has a film look that it's already giving you, which I kind of feel like it's something that Dehancer needs to change. You get it? I mean, I don't know what they were going for, but then I'd actually like the opportunity to actually go through the film looks. And also I realized when you're going through the film looks, there should be some type of preview that allows you to see what kind of looks you are getting. Instead of having to click it, it changes, and then you have to, do that before you make certain tweaks to it. So that is the two things that I've noticed. But so far, it's pretty amazing. So, I mean, we have pretty much tons of film looks here that you can experiment with. So the first thing you can do is automatic default mode. Pick up your timeline, Rec 709, as you can see here. It has picked it up. And I mean, you can tweak it as you want, but then for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to tweak that. We're going to jump right into the film looks and how to use it. So you can combine the film look and then the print. That is what I've been using so far. So whatever you pick here, the profile that you pick here, it could be the Kodak Vision 250. It could be any of them. Once you pick them, then you come down here, and then you can, if you want a different look, a Fujifilm look, you'll be able to pick that. If you want a Kodak 2383 print film look, you can be able to pick that. For the purpose of this, I'm going to pick the Kodak 2383 look. And you can see it's very contrasty. We have it's very contrasty. This one as well has a kind of glossy look to it. I mean, pretty amazing. Fuji. This is also giving a kind of Fuji film like print film. And also you can tweak to your own preference. So this is the exposure where you can decrease and then increase it. And we have the tonal contrast where you can bring back some contrast if you're not okay with what you have. So this is to remove contrast, and this is to increase contrast. And the color density is to actually intensify the color that's available already. So this is what we have. But I think it's on a safe mode, so you don't crash your colors too much. So this is what we have. This is without it, and this is completely the end, which is amazing. I mean, I've had this for like 2 weeks and I'm enjoying it. And then the film grain, I cannot stress on this enough. It's pretty amazing. I've been using this, especially the 35mm ISO 250. It's just a sweet spot. I've been switching between 35mm, the ISO 50, and then the ISO 250, but I always stick with the 35mm. You can try other options, but this is what works for me. And then they have the halation, which works as well. We have the bloom, which, as you can see, this is what happens when you increase, amazing stuff. So you kind of have to enable them once you start making your changes if you want to use them. And we have the film brief, we have the gate wave, and then we have the overscan. Now, I'm not a full-time colorist, I would say I'm an amateur, but then having the software for 2 weeks, I've been able to, figure it out. And I think it's very easy to learn and grasp how it works. Once you understand that, you kind of have to combine your film profile, and then you can make certain adjustments with your print. Then all the rest you can just kind of play around with it, and it will just give you a look that you may need. So let's say this is before, after. If you're going for a very push look, you create it as well. Let's use a footage that was shot outside. Let me use this particular footage. Okay. So, sorry about that. Okay, so I think I created this other video, and this is what I used. So, this is before without the Dehancer, and then this is after with the Dehancer. Gives me this filmic look, which I really love the vibe. So with this, let's go into this box and see what we use. I used the Kodak 2383 print, made certain adjustments, but then my profile was at the Kodak Gold 200. So you can explore and see which one works for you, depending on what kind of look you're going for, film look that you're going for. And I mean, this is completely experimental, and it's amazing. It's a really good tool. Not gonna lie, it's a really good. So I was able to use this to create this particular look that you see in this video, and it's pretty amazing. So for the film-like aesthetic that Dehancer gives, or kind of like if you're going for a cinematic look feel, it's really good. It's really good. The downside is it has a limited advanced feature, like because it's designed for film-like color grading, it may not offer advanced features required for complex projects. That is the little downside about that. But I mean, it's easy to learn, easy to use as well. It's user-friendly, and it's very accessible to color graders of any level at all. Do you understand? But then again, steep learning curve for advanced techniques that may require like a deeper understanding of color theory and film emulation. Oh, and one more thing is fast rendering. Like Dehancer is optimized for fast rendering, which makes it suitable for large projects and tight deadlines. Amazing. So to be able to get a look within seconds, and then you're out there, it's perfect. If you should notice, so far, I mean, Dehancer allows you to adjust parameters to create a custom look that suits your project, like how I've been able to use it for this particular video. So I'll be inserting the full video right after this video. If you have any questions about using Dehancer, you can share it down in the comments below, and we'll be happy to assist you.
Papi, dame más duro. Qué rico.